unless you're like Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, the guys have a helmet on, so you don't a lot of times get to see their personalities. So this is awesome. We get to see Kenny Moore having some fun. And Renee, it just occurred to me, this is an Indy car. It's Indianapolis. That's why it all makes sense. That's why they have the Indy car. I should have realized that earlier.
Genius.
Right. Anyway, I'm not that smart. Anyway, moving on to what, you know what, we're going to stick with the racing.
Well. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Thank you for tuning in to LockerTalk podcast, where you hear about NFL stars of tomorrow today. I'm your host, proud host, Barry Barnes, founder and CEO of LockerDashport.com. And also, you guys can always follow me on any one of my social handles. But before you go to the social handles, make sure you guys go to the site, check it out. I'm telling you, some great NFL content that you will not experience or hear for anywhere around this lovely blue thing that's spinning around the atmosphere. Yes, the earth. Guarantee you will not see anything or hear anything in regards to NFL like you will receive at LockerDashport.com. Make sure you guys follow all of my social handles on Twitter at Locker_report. On Instagram, LockReport100, all small caps. On Facebook, LockReport.com, and also check out the Locker Talk podcast on Facebook and listen. Yes, guys. Now I know a lot of times you guys probably sitting at home on a bus or sitting on the toilet trying to find some good NFL content that you guys are tired of hearing and listening. So don't eat your phone up trying to find something on your phone to look at in regards to NFL content. You guys, go and subscribe to Locker Talk podcast on YouTube. I guarantee you guys are going to love what you're going to hear about the NFL. And also, you guys can check me out on the Bachelor News Radio Network every Friday morning from 9 to 9:30 a.m. And also, you always can go to the bachelornewsradio.airtime.pro to check this show out at your leisure 24 hours, 7 days a day. Now, with all that good stuff that's being said, you saw the way how we opened up this show with my man Kenny Moore from the Indianapolis Colts, cornerback there, the best slot corner in the NFL in my book. He got paid a couple of years ago, and it's so awesome to see how once these players came through the NFL Regional Combine platform, how they was down on one knee looking up to get the advice that they need to get to the next level. Now they coming to NFL training camps, in the Indy 5 car. So that basically showed that this platform is for real. And if you are one of those guys that came through the platform and you get into the NFL and aspire to get into the NFL because you feel as though you're being looked over, this is the platform to get in front of scouts, especially if you're a quality player enough to first get in front of scouts, then get to the next level. Kenny Moore and a array of players who we're going to talk about today in regards to the NFL Regional Combine platform. Now, before we get into that, as you know, football season is here. Took some time out with the family, went down to Raven Stadium, see all these fireworks, and all these fireworks came to my mind saying, yes, football is here. Aren't you excited? I'm so excited. I know I ain't not the only one that's really excited. Spent some good time seeing the boys having themselves a good time at the stadium. And then the following week, went off to Canton to celebrate the Hall of Fame game, which was fantastic. To see the Steelers fans coming out there waving their terrible towels. I'm telling you, by far, the Steelers Nation is the best football grouping of fans in the world. No one traveled like the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you see it evident here with the terrible towels. Every time I go to the Hall of Fame and to the ceremony, they always dominate the place with Steelers fans. So this Hall of Fame class was no different. Looking forward to seeing like that next year when I go and cover those games in that ceremony. Now, enough of those guys. We know about those guys. They legendary, stay in the Hall of Fame. But what's more important, especially in my world, are the players that came through the NFL Regional Combine platform. And week 1 was fantastic. Great showing from the players that came through the process. We're going to get right into it. And like I said, we started everything off with how everything was set up down with the Hall of Fame game. And when the Steelers played the Dallas Cowboys, some good players that showed up in that matchup, knowing that Reggie Davis, wide receiver from the Dallas Cowboys, he had 2 catches in that game. And then Jamil Jones, the linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he made a showing in that game, put some pressure out there. Also, defensive tackle, we definitely saw, Abdullah Anderson making his appearance as a Pittsburgh Steeler when he actually came to the NFL a couple of years ago. He was a Chicago Bear, got released last year, picked up the rest of the season Minnesota Vikings. This offseason was a free agent, now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then also you have a guy named Tyler Simmons. Tyler Simmons, the only person in that game to score a touchdown. And you see what he did right here for quarterback Josh Dobbs was able to come out of shotgun formation, went through his progressions, and next thing you know, he saw Tyler Simmons making a post, wide open end zone, easy touchdown. Now, when we get into this now, there's one thing I want to specify, that the 2020 NFL Regional Combine was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So there were a lot of players, several players, that had their name on the listing to attend the NFL Regional Combine that were going to attend. But because that was canceled, the players was able to still be recognized off the listing, and many of them were still able to sign with teams. And that's what happened with this year. Although they didn't get a chance to go through the workout last year, their name was on the listing. So these guys still considered as being NFL Regional Combine players. And Tyler Simmons is one of those guys, and many guys I'm going to talk about today. Now, when we talk about week 1 of the NFL, which I said was fantastic, was great, we're going to start with, matter of fact, we're going to keep with the Steelers. And when I talked about Jameer Jones, one of the players that came through the listing of the NFL Regional Combine 2020, Jameer Jones, linebacker. Now, he really had a showcase, really getting his feet wet in the Hall of Fame game. But in this game against the Philadelphia Eagles, he was like, oh yeah, the young man got down in this game. 2 tackles in this game, and we see here that Jameer Jones coming off the edge on the blitz, putting pressure on the quarterback. Now, the quarterback that he was haunting was one of the Regional Combine players who came through the process. You hear me talk about Chris Mullins many times with the San Francisco 49ers. Was there for the last 3 years, free agent, signed with the Philadelphia Eagles, trying to compete at least for the backup role to go up against Joe Flacco to try to support a backup Jalen Hurts. This matchup, Nick Mullins did not have his best game, but the person that had his best game against him was another Regional Combine player. I like to say regional on regional player. And this was the situation with Jameer Jones coming off the edge on the blitz. And then we also see here as how he was able to really get to him again in the pressure situation. So Jameer Jones, solid outing in his second NFL game, really starting to get his feet wet, and that was fantastic. Now, also in this contest with the Philadelphia Eagles, Jason Huntley, a solid running back that is doing really good in the field. I really think there's going to be some great things coming from this young man. Now, you see here that on 2nd and 3rd from the 32-yard line, you see how Huntley get the ball, runs to the outside, and he picked up about 20 yards. And you see right here how he ends with a stare down. It was fantastic. That was a good run. Only problem was that run didn't count. It got called back for holding, but it was still a fantastic highlight to see what Jason Huntley can do when he had the ball in his hand. It's good running support that the Eagles have for this young man. I think he's going to really be in a situation where the Eagles need a good running game, and I have to believe that this young man can provide that support that the Philadelphia Eagles definitely need on a ground attack. Now, also another solid play that I had mentioned, I talked about with Jones, how he was able to get the Joe Flacco in this matchup. He did get his hands on Joe Flacco. And this situation right here in shotgun formation, Joe Flacco faced 39 from the Eagles' 31-yard line. He went through his progressions from his right to his left, and next thing you know, we're seeing Jones coming off the edge, bouncing into the inside, and Flacco stepped up to the pocket, and next thing you know, Jones wrapped him up and brought him down for his first NFL career sack. So that was fantastic play on Jones' part. So we definitely will continue seeing Jones if he make this squad with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This young man definitely has what it takes. Now, Kumar Crucier-Hill. Heard me talk about this young man for several years now. Coming through the platform in 2016, won a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. Bounced around with the past 2 years. After he came with the Eagles, he signed with the Miami Dolphins for a 1-year deal. Then he signed a 1-year deal entering this season with the Houston Texans. And in this game, you can see here how he is on fire, how he had 2 stops for loss with the penetration that he was getting behind the backfield. Really shows his experience, his leadership, and his hunger and his desire to show that, yes, he is a legitimate player in the NFL. Payday should be coming to this young man really soon, hopefully after this season. But I really believe for the explosive season, showing that he can stay healthy, Kumar Crucier-Hill would definitely get that payday that he is longing for and deserving for at the end of the season. Will it be with the Houston Texans? We don't know. We know for sure he's going to be an NFL player, and he's going to be a while for a very long time if he chooses to, because he's very talented and he can do so. Now, with the Carolina Panthers, they have an excellent linebacker there in Sam Franklin. Sam Franklin, here we're seeing how he was able to put the pressure on the blitz, coming off the weak side, getting the penetration through the gaps, and how he brought down running back for the Indianapolis Colts and Mack behind the backfield for a loss. So we see that Sam Franklin is showing that he had the capabilities to really be that guy that the Carolina Panthers need, because they definitely need help on the front line, and he can provide that support as a linebacker. Now, we talked about Reggie Davis, the Reggie Davis wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. Reggie Davis is a phenomenal story. When we worked him out in New Orleans, normally the defensive players would go up first to do their workouts than the offensive guys. But Reggie had a family issue, a situation where he had to do his workout early in the morning so that he could catch a plane to get back home to Georgia to be with his family. And so we worked him out in the morning, solid workout. And then from there, he was able to get into the NFL, bounce around on certain teams, primarily being on a practice squad or getting cut right before the 53-man roster was set. So he definitely is trying to show that he is a legitimate player in the NFL. Now, he signed with the Cowboys this offseason. This is his second stint. So the Dallas Cowboys recognize and know what they can have in this young man. And he showed some good signs in the Hall of Fame game. Unfortunately, he did fumble or botch punt in that Hall of Fame game, but he did have 2 catches in that game. But in this matchup here, with the Arizona Cardinals, he was targeted 3 times, but his best play he had was a 32-yard pass that he had caught. And this play stems when the Cowboys are facing 1st and 10 from their 39-yard line. The quarterback dropped back from under snap, looked deep to his left, and without no hesitation, he threw the ball high and deep to Davis, who blew past the corner and shielded off the safety with his body to secure the ball right between the double team for that 32-yard pickup. The best part about that, as soon as he caught the ball, he was down, the ball came out, he crawled to the ball, went to the referee and just let him know that he had control of the ball, and the official had ruled a complete catch. Reggie was relieved. He was relieved, his family was relieved, and I was relieved, showing that this young man definitely had the skills, especially in the slot situation, and also have the speed and also the ability to go for the big ball, and he showed that in that game. So I'm definitely happy to see what Reggie Davis was able to do in that matchup. Now, when we talk about the Cardinals, the Cardinals definitely have some talent there, and one of the guys, Tavius Feaster, he's another running back, really, really good running back. I think the Cardinals had something very special in that young man, and he actually had to feast, especially on this run. On 1st and 10 from the Cardinals' 14-yard line, the quarterback was setting up for the screen pass, which was perfectly executed. That's when Feaster took the ball from there, faked the defender to the outside, and that's when he took up in the middle, started to sprint past several would-be tacklers until he got brought down on a 14-yard gain. Now, this young man is really showing in spurts that he can be the real deal for the Arizona Cardinals. I believe that he can, and I believe that he will, because he has an opportunity there to really showcase his talent and become something very special in the NFL. Now, let's go to Minnesota. Now, Minnesota, I tell you, they have some players there, especially on the defensive end. And this guy, Miles Dorn, I swear to goodness, he was a hard hitter when he was in college. He's going to be a hard hitter in the NFL, and he's shown this, especially in 4 particular plays in this matchup. Now, Dorn was here flying all over the field in this game, trying to make sure that his presence was felt. And you see how he had upended the ball carrier right before he tried to go out of bounds. I mean, flying. And then we have another play that was coming up that we had with great anticipation. And you see here at the bottom of the screen, you see how he dropped back into coverage. And he watched how the play was developing. And that's when you saw Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver for Denver Broncos, catch the pass, and he started ducking and dodging into the defenders. And as he was ready to break away to the outside, that's when you see Dorn right here. Boom, cut him off, take him down. That was great anticipation, how he was able to see the field and willing to run from one side to another. Now we see another play here when Dorn was on the other side of the field. And we see how the tight end caught the pass in the flat. Just when he was trying to escape, that's when you see Dorn come flying by, hitting him from behind, bringing him down by the leg, not letting go, bringing down that tackle there. And then this one right here, I really like this one. On 3rd and 14, the quarterback received the ball from shotgun formation. And with no hesitation, Dorn came flying from the back end on a blitz. And he blew up the quarterback, causing the quarterback to throw the ball over earlier than he wanted to. And that really shows that Dorn is on it. He recognizes situations to see how the Vikings had moved him around in the back end with the linebacker. Sometimes on the weak side and the Mike side, they was really using him. I really believe that this young man can be used heavily this season going forward in 2021 season. And also his teammate, Luke Kirk. Luke Kirk, tell you, came in the game pretty much late, but he made his impact. You see right here, boom, taking down a ball carrier who came up the screen from the right-hand side. No hesitation. Definitely got the penetration to make the shot, and then he on this play get into the backfield, making another stop. So Luke Kirk, Vikings have some talented players from the regional combine. Again, on the defense side of the ball, we already know about Alan Denham. We already know about C.J. Ham. I'm telling you, the Vikings, I applaud you guys. I think you have some two guys here that's going to be major contributors in the NFL. Players that were on the listing for the 2020 NFL Regional Combine listing. Still a part of the family, ready to make some big things happen in the NFL on a major way. Now, another situation here that I really like is, now you heard me talk about this young man several times, and Tyler Huntley, the backup quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. Tyler from Utah, let's look at him. Phenomenal runner. This guy is a complete athlete. He can do a lot of things with the ball, pretty much a lot like how Lamar Jackson is with the Baltimore Ravens. And we see here how he's delivering the ball even after this situation when he came off fumbling the pass. Fumbling the ball on a run when he got sacked. You see how he's delivering the ball with preciseness. You see here how he hook up with fellow tight end Elijah Wolf, who came through the process as well. But as they still continue to drive, you see how he delivered the ball towards the corner, almost threw a touchdown pass there. But we see right here as he take the option to the running back, and he just take the ball right up the middle. And you see Lamar Jackson really excited for his buddy, the guy he competed against when he was in high school. Now they're teammates, and you see the support here, how Huntley was able to execute this option run, ran untouched up the middle, and then he did his finger roll, really showing that he is a legitimate quarterback in the NFL. Now, we don't know. Hopefully, it's one of those situations that we know that he wants to play, and we know that Lamar Jackson is not going anywhere. Hopefully, it's one of those situations that, with Tyler Huntley will find an opportunity to play in the NFL on a more consistent basis, because this young man can play on the highest level of football. He has shown it, and the Ravens are definitely in a good situation, barring if anything was to happen to Lamar Jackson, which is something that we all do not want to see. And then we see Elijah Wolf here making his second catch as a Baltimore Raven, catching the pass from Huntley. So this right here, another regional on regional. Fantastic situation. Now the Cleveland Browns have a good wide receiver, Jamarcus Bradley. 2 catches in his debut for the Cleveland Browns, and we catch him 2 passes that equal up to like 39 yards in this matchup, showing that he catch good intermediate routes, passes in the middle of the field and to the sideline. How he protects the ball very well with his body. Really good stuff there. And then also we see here with another solid player. When we look at the New York Jets, the New York Jets have 3 offensive players from the NFL Regional Combine. We have my guy Vincent Smith, who had a phenomenal play here, making sure the ball did not go in the end zone, causing a solid touchback. And then you have Keelan Coles coming from the Jacksonville Jaguars, a veteran there for 1 year, and also this proud running back who I'm really high on, Austin Waters from Rice. Thought for sure he was going to make it with the 49ers on the special team side of the ball. The 49ers were deep with the running back situation. I love the fact that Waters is with the Jets, because he really going to have an opportunity to play with this squad. Had a catch for 8 yards in this matchup. I know he was upset that he had lost his footing because he had open space. He probably could have done a lot of damage. So I know he did not like that part there, but it's okay. He's going to have many more opportunities, because he is the real deal. Now, quarterback for Seattle Seahawks, Alex McGould, who was drafted by the Seattle Seahawks in the 7th round, I believe in the 2018 draft was when he got his feet wet in the NFL. Look, he got a lot of his cadence looking like Russell Wilson. But this guy here is completely athletic. You see here, even as a pass, you see here do the ball deep high to the running back who took the ball down the field for the Seattle Seahawks, only score in this matchup. But we see at the same time, Alex McGould is a legitimate athlete. I really look at him to be like another Tatum for the New Orleans Saints. I really see him being that type of guy that can really be used not just a quarterback, but also as an athlete on the field. Hopefully, on this second stint with the Seattle Seahawks, that they recognize this young man should not be on that sideline. He should be out there on the field contributing. I think that he's going to be a very, very special piece if the Seattle Seahawks choose to use him like they're using the quarterback down in New Orleans. Now, I would be crazy. I mean, like really crazy if I didn't talk about this collection of players from the Los Angeles Rams to wrap up week 1 of the NFL Regional Combine players in this preseason. Now, Perkins, Bryce Perkins, former quarterback for Virginia. Look at him, folks. You don't know who he is just yet. But if you think that you have players, excellent players at the quarterback position that's very athletic, that can do it all like here, throw the ball very well, on a rope, can throw the ball on the run. Folks, get used to seeing this guy here, Bryce Perkins. Now, Bryce Perkins definitely going to have to sit behind Matt Stafford because Matt Stafford is a big money guy coming in. But I assure you guys, considering that he make this team, because he's going to make this team, he will be the backup there. No question about it. If not, you know, me and Sean McVay, we will have to have a conversation. This young man is complete. You see on this drive here, it's like from regional combine to regional combine player. Xavier Jones, wide receiver, running back for the Los Angeles Rams. He is the real deal. See how fired up he is? This young man wants it. He wants to show that he can do it. Had opportunities last year, but this is going to be the year he's going to make his mark. And then J.J. Kolsky, another wide receiver, sure-handed wide receiver. You see how Bryce is hooking up with him here. I'm telling you, the Rams have some special players on the offense. Joining Johnny Heckler, who's an all-pro punter, and also Justin Lawler, who is back from being injured all last season, number 53. Feel good to see Justin back, but here, this guy right here, Bryce Perkins. Now, look at this athleticism. Look at this play. Okay, stiff arm and then jump over the quarterback. This is crazy. Stiff arm first, then jump over. See this, guys. It's not only the running backs that's doing it. We have quarterbacks can do it. And this young man is so athletic. I'm sure that Sean McVay is going to find a place for this young man on the field. He is a complete quarterback by far. Definitely a quarterback. But watch the way how he's going to use him in certain packages. I'm confident that he will. Bryce Perkins is definitely that guy to watch out for. I'm telling you, folks, there are some players out here to watch out for. It's coming that came through the NFL Regional Combine platform, and I believe that this will be that year that we're going to see more of these guys, especially on the offense side of the ball. The defense has been carrying it for years, but the offense is really going to take it off to another level this year. So I'm really excited as you're hearing my voice. Right now, there's 84 players from the NFL Regional Combine platform that's currently in the league. And I really believe that majority of these guys will make the teams. And not only make the teams, but make an impact as well. Hey there, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in to LockerTalk podcast, where you hear about NFL stars for tomorrow today. I'm your host, Barry Barnes, founder and CEO of LockerDashboard.com. And make sure you guys go to the site. You can read about what I'm talking about, and also make sure you follow this fantastic site that you will not hear about anything in regards to NFL anywhere around the world. Guaranteed, I promise you that. Make sure you follow me on all my social handles on Twitter at Locker_report. On Instagram, LockerReport100, all small caps. Also, follow me on Facebook with LockerReport.com. And also, make sure you guys tag me in on the Locker Talk podcast. And again,
do it!
Yeah.
Just do it!
What are you waiting for?
Do it!
What are you waiting? Look, stop eating your phone. Come on, don't do that. You have a source where you can find out some fantastic NFL stuff. Just go to Locker Talk podcast, where you'll see and hear about NFL players that you will not hear from anywhere else that's doing big in the NFL. Go and subscribe today. Subscribe right now to Locker Talk podcast on YouTube. And also, you guys can check me out on the Bachelor News Radio Network on Friday morning from 9 to 9:30 on the bachelornews.airtime.pro. Everyone stay blessed. Football is here, folks. I know you're excited. Aren't you excited?
I'm so excited.
They are excited. You should be excited. You should have fireworks that's blasting off your brain right now, just like I am. I'm telling you, these guys, football is back. I'm really excited. Cannot wait to bring what's going to happen in week 2 of the preseason in regards to the players from the NFL Regional Combine. Hey, Ray, stay blessed. Talk to you guys soon. Come on, let's go. Let's get it.